There is a man who one day found the words of one William Shakespeare on his bookshelf. And so he read, and read, and read. He read in the pool, and in the shower. He read by day, he read by night. He even read by candlelight, until one day...
My kingdom for a horse? Never!
And suddenly, in the flash of an instant, he was the man who thought he was king.
Hello, and welcome to Out and About with Augustine. I'm Julian Augustine, your host, and today I have a very special treat for you. Today I will be interviewing a king. Yes, you heard that right, a king. The gentleman who I have the privilege of interviewing today actually believes he is a Shakespearean king. He is a modern-day Don Quixote, if ever there was one. I think it's safe to say this story is not Much Ado About Nothing. But don't take it from me, let's get into the interview. Julian Augustine here on an Augustine special program. We are privileged to be here today with His Majesty the King, who has kindly invited us into his home. He truly is a man for all seasons and an expert in all things Shakespeare. So without further ado, let's begin the interview. Must I speak into this device? No, Your Majesty. That won't be necessary. That crown must be uncomfortable. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Tell me, Your Majesty, is it true that you can recite any Shakespeare text from memory? It is as you say. Well, would you mind if I test your repertoire? What do you have in mind? Well, how about some King Richard III, some "Now is the winter of our discontent," perhaps? Ah, indeed. Excellent. I'll move to the other side of the table and give you some space. Now is the winter of our discontent. Stop! Cut! What has happened? No tilted Dutch angles on this program. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this sun of York. And all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean, buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war has smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. Why, I, in this weak, piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun, and descant on mine own deformity. Okay, perfect. Let's stop there. This isn't a 3-hour program, so we'll have to continue. Your Majesty, tell me, you're an American, but why do you speak with a British accent? Perhaps I do, but why do you? Me? Aye. But I'm you. Yes, you are me, and I am you. But the film crew, there is nobody here but you and I. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. A king or a fool need know but one thing: to thine own self be true, forever and ever and ever. Hello, and welcome to our very special interview on the set of our film, The Man Who Thought He Was King. I am here today with His Majesty, the King. Your Royal Highness, everybody says that we look alike, but personally, I don't see the resemblance. Do you? Certainly not. Why don't you talk a little bit about the film? No. I told you we would have to do a promotional interview. I don't recall. Signed. I think I'll go get a royal snack. Stop! What's a royal snack? For more of this and much more, watch our film, The Man Who Thought He Was King. Hey, stop! Don't eat all the scones! Save some for me!